In this video, I'll be making a spear thrower called an atlatl, and fire darts to go with it. When I was younger, I tried to make this sort of spear thrower with sticks around my yard, and it didn't work very well. Since then, I've always wanted to learn how to use one. An atlatl allows you to throw a spear about twice as far as you could by hand, mostly because using just your arm to throw a spear is very inefficient, and an atlatl improves the efficiency by effectively giving you a longer arm so the end can move faster, and a pivot at the handle so the spear can be accelerated for a longer portion of your swing. Originally, I was interested in making an atlatl out of wood, because that's what they were made from for thousands of years. I only had this one piece of maple on hand to try it with, and very quickly I made a mess of things as the grain direction of the wood made it too weak to shape in the way I intended. I probably could have made this work if I tried again, but shortly after this failure I found a method using PVC in a tutorial on the YouTube channel TheBackyardScientist. I've actually followed this channel for a long time, but I had forgotten about his atlatl videos. After this video, you should go check out TheBackyardScientist channel. You'll probably like a lot of the videos you find there. I figured I would try making his PVC design and make some of my own modifications, of course to make the fire spears and also to the spear thrower itself. It should be a fun project, and I expect better results with PVC than with wood. The project starts with a 2-foot long section of 1/2 inch diameter PVC pipe. A notch is cut into one end, so I'm left with a small spur that the darts will be able to catch on. I cut the notch quite deep to give the end of the darts plenty of room, but I think that may have been an unnecessary feature. The tricky part is to shape the pipe into a curved form that will allow it to work as the spear thrower. PVC becomes quite flexible when it's very warm, so using a heat gun or torch, you can carefully warm the pipe until it's about as soft as a piece of rubber. In the TheBackyardScientist tutorial, he takes his pipe and presses it between two boards, so it flattens toward the end with the spur. I did this also, but I don't think I really needed to. Flattening the pipe is mainly aesthetic. The important part is just getting this small curve in the pipe, and later heating up the spur so it can be bent outward, such that it will easily connect with the back of a dart. Another modification I made from the TheBackyardScientist design is to use a 1/2 inch T-fitting as a handle. I found this to be a very simple and effective choice, though maybe not as nice looking as the original, which uses leather straps to wrap around the fingers. Now my darts are going to be made from 1/2 inch CPVC, which has a thinner wall and therefore a lighter weight than regular PVC. I'll be using 5-foot lengths so that I can make 2 darts out of each 10-foot piece of pipe. I want to make fire darts, so the end of the plastic pipe will need to be sheathed in metal to keep it from melting. A 1-foot long piece of 1/2 inch steel conduit will work as the spearhead, as well as the protective sheath. This part is easiest to make with a vise, but it could also be formed with a hammer. A portion of the conduit is pressed flat, and then cut to a point using a cutoff wheel or a hacksaw. The point that this creates would not work very well as it is. The 2 layers of steel tend to separate from one another, and it would be very prone to bending. To improve the structure, I use a hammer to shape the point to be more like a spoon. This forces the 2 layers tightly together, and because of the curve parallel with its length, it will be resistant to folding over if the dart hits a hard object. The conduit is a very tight fit on the CPVC, so I use a hacksaw to make a cut that will remove some material. The pipe can now squeeze to be a little more narrow and allow the spearhead to slip on, until it reaches the end of the cut where it becomes much tighter so it won't fall off. In order to fly straight, the darts will need some fins, and another idea I came across thanks to TheBackyardScientist was to use duct tape. First a piece is stuck to the pipe along its edge, and then another from the opposite side so they seal together. With this repeated 3 times, the ends of the tape are made even with a razor blade. Then with a pair of scissors, I can make the fins a little more aerodynamic and nicer to look at. Now I can finally give my atlatl a test. My darts are quite a bit heavier than comparable wooden darts, but they're much easier to make and less expensive than if you were to make them out of dowels. I can throw them probably about 100 feet, and I expect that will improve as I work on my technique. Modifying the spearhead to turn these into fire darts is now a pretty simple task. About halfway down the sleeve, I drill a hole straight through. I'll use this to feed in a piece of large copper wire and bend it into a pair of hooks facing forward. These can be used to hold my burning material. I've used steel wool for similar projects before, because unlike most flammable things, steel wool burns hot enough that quickly moving it through the air does not extinguish it. I unroll a pad of this fine-grade steel wool and wrap it around the front of the spearhead, where it then slides down and is held by the copper hooks, and the fire darts are ready to use. Steel wool can be ignited by many things, including a lighter or a 9-volt battery. Throwing the dart unleashes the fireworks. This video was sponsored by Dollar Shave Club. I just tried them for the first time recently, and I think they'll be my go-to for shaving supplies from now on. It's easy to buy online, and with free shipping on most of what they offer, it's a great way to go. The razors are high quality, and the executive model, which I have here, comes with a nice weighty handle. Using a link in my video description, you can get this model for only $5 with free shipping. And it comes with 4 cartridges and a tube of Dr. Carver's shave butter. This deal will probably only be available for a limited time, so check out the link to Dollar Shave Club in the video description and give them a try. There's no commitment or cancellation fees, so it really is just $5 to see if you like them. I think you will. I hope you liked this video. Leave me some comments below and any suggestions you would like to see in future videos. And thank you for watching.